going to be in the middle of an ocean, maybe a buoy that you're looking at. No, that's on top of Mount Washington. That's the observatory in New Hampshire. A little earlier this morning, gusting to 130 miles an hour. That's equivalent to a Cat 4. Scientists up there say they're hashtag exciting, that their work up there is hashtag exciting. You know, they have something called the Century Club that when winds are sustained, if you can walk around the deck, not holding on to any of the railings, then you become a member of the Century Club. So I wonder if they were trying that out early this morning. Hopefully you're not going to have to deal with 100-mile-per-hour winds as you head out the door, maybe to work or school. We want to take you live to Philadelphia. Speaking of school, in Connecticut, there's a lot of schools that are closed because of the power outages. In Philadelphia, it's wet on the roads and also on the rail lines. SEPTA is saying that all regional rail lines may experience delays due to slippery rail conditions. They just tweeted that out. And then into New York, a sea of red lights trying to get into the city here. And we do have wind advisories that are in effect until around lunchtime. We could see 30-mile-per-hour gusts. And Kelly, that could slow down air delays. Do we have any yet? I know it's early still.
So far, so good, Steph. But, you know, we probably will see more delays later today, just like we saw yesterday with that wind being the main issue. Still have some heavy rain that we're tracking across parts of the Northeast as well, hanging back toward the Midwest, too. But across the South, we're good. We're just very cold. So you definitely need to turn the heater on in the car for the first time for many of you. Here's a look at where we could see those delays. Moderate for New York as well as Boston. Check ahead for Newark, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Thankfully, our rain is done. We still have wind advisory, but we're not expecting too many problems for our nation's capital. Jim, over to you.
All right, Kel, we got a Halloween forecast on the way for you in the Northeast. And what better costume than a weatherman? Let's see.
I love this guy
that looks
wearing...
like Seidel. That's Seidel.
No,
He's Seidel for Halloween.
That looks just... What are you talking about? That is your twin.
I don't carry an umbrella during... You know I don't carry an umbrella during a storm.
Jim, that guy literally has a bald and facial hair. That is you.
So it's a bald thing with you then. You're saying because... No, I'm just kidding. No, it's interesting, actually, some of the pictures that we've seen coming out. I love it when the...
Guys,
I think it's...
I'm marrying one.
You're marrying one on Saturday. But it's interesting seeing the young and the old doing the Halloween costumes. We got to do that, Abrams. A Cantori and Abrams Halloween
No, I'm not marrying Jim. By the way, I'm not marrying Jim. That just got really weird for a second. My fiance is bald. Let's just get it straight.
Married,
okay.
But I am going to her wedding. I am going to the wedding. And I'm looking forward to it.
Back to the forecast.
By the way, my parents got married on November 4th. Just FYI, Steph. So it's a great day for me. 50 in Boston, 50 in New York, 53 D.C. A whole different scenario than what we're having, obviously, right now. But you know what's going to be cool? Don't rake the yard of the leaves, because it'll be like kind of coming up on the Munsters. Remember, everyone walked up the Munsters, always leaves and stuff on the sidewalks. It'll be a perfect setting for Halloween. Compliments of the storm, by the way. All right, here you go. Washington, D.C. A little cool, but you know what? Everybody's running around, all sugared up. Fine. Perfect weather coming up right through 10 o'clock, which is most of the festivities wind down, until the older kids come by with the, the pillowcases.
The pillow, is that how you did it? Right, exactly. Yeah. Or you walk up to the house and it's like, take one piece of candy. I would love to have a camera on that. Exactly, Jim porting in. Let's go to Detroit here. Feels like 33 degrees this morning. An eerie place for Halloween. Of course, Detroit River connects to Lake Erie. Several places along the city claim to be haunted, including historic Fort Wayne and the Whitney restaurant. Rumors of the Whitney being haunted go back to the 1980s. So our forecast here in the Midwest tomorrow evening, it's looking good. This, though, is where if you want to wear something that's a little skimpy, you do like the jacket on the outside and you put the Halloween costume on top of it. You have that look going on. That's what you're going to have to do here, because you're going to need to bundle up. I mean, that's the frustrating thing about being in the Midwest is you have this great costume, but you have to have the jacket over it, right? So you do the jacket underneath. If you're new to the Midwest, you put the costume on top of the jacket. You're golden. All right, the good news is we don't have to worry about any rain here into Chicago. Things are looking good. St. Louis, we're also on the dry side tomorrow. So the reality is you're not going to have to worry about any rain or any snow, because that is always something that could possibly, you'd have to contend with, which also helps you change up your costume, Kelly. Does the weather, have you change your costume?
You do not want a wardrobe malfunction on Halloween. All right, we're going to check out the trick-or-treating across the South. You'll want a warm, sturdy Halloween costume to brave the temperatures. But you know what? Across the Gulf Coast, it's actually going to be warming up nicely here in the Florida Keys. Another sign the islands are coming back strong after Hurricane Irma. Thousands of party people promenaded through Key West's Old Town over the weekend. The 10-day-long Fantasy Fest masquerade wrapped up yesterday, and it looks like it was a pretty good turnout. Looks like a lot of fun. Look at that costume. Pretty cool. All right, so for the little kids heading out earlier in the evening, it's going to be pretty nice, I got to say, after the sun goes down, temperatures dropping to the 60s. Not as hot as last Halloween, that's that's for sure. You've got the rain showers to contend with across southeastern Oklahoma down through parts of Texas. Not a real steady, heavy rain, but just be prepared for it. And here in Charleston, South Carolina, doing your trick-or-treating out there. Looks like sunshine for dinner time. Make sure the kids get a nice, healthy dinner before they enter into the treats later in the evening. We'll be right back.